Marvel Strike Force, at its core, is a resource management game wrapped inside a hero collector. And these two game modes right here, Alliance War and Cosmic Crucible, these PvP game modes, they can be the biggest traps in the game. But which one's better? Which gives you a better bang for your buck? In this video, I'm going to attempt to answer that question. What's going on, everyone? I'm BPG and welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, I make at least 2 Marvel Strike Force videos every week, generally based around the events in the game. However, I do also sometimes get time to make content like this. So if you found this video helpful, please do consider giving it a like. Subscribe to the channel so you know when I post any new content. And if you're new around here or not, hit me up down below in the comments. I do love to speak to you all and be part of the community. Now, firstly, I want to preface this with 2 things. Firstly, this is your game. You play it how you want to. That is the most important golden rule I can say. It is your game. You play it however makes you happy. The second thing I'll preface with this is that Alliance War and Cosmic Crucible are both what we call ELO game modes. That means that eventually the matchmaking will happen to a point where you will go 50-50. So you'll have 50% wins and 50% losses. Sometimes the matchmaking will let you go a little bit further before it drags you all the way back down again. But if you were to look at your matches overall, you would be at a 50-50 win rate. Also, for context, we need to look at where I am in Alliance War and why I've come to the decisions that I have. So let's jump over into the game and see my progress in Alliance War and Cosmic Crucible. And here we are in game. And yes, I am in the middle of a war at the moment. Spain Avengers are currently beating us up, which is, we always come back late when we do our wars. So that is nothing unusual. So where am I in war? Well, my alliance that I am in, Jetson Squad blocked. They are in Platinum 3, and we generally, on the leaderboard, sit at around about, we're 1506 at the minute, but we generally sit in the top 1000 of the leaderboard once the wars are finished. So to give you a reference, I am Platinum 3 and generally sit within the top 1000 alliances in war. Now let's go take a look at my Cosmic Crucible. So I am in Gold 3 in Cosmic Crucible, which I think is pretty reasonable for a free-to-play player to be in. And I will generally end up somewhere in the region of like the 6 to 15 strokes, 16 to 35% bracket for Cosmic Crucible. So that will tell you what I am basing a lot of this on. Your mileage might vary depending on where you are in Cosmic Crucible. So there have been some resources that I have used, and I need to give these people a massive shout out for all the work they do for the community. The first resource I have used is Updog's War Counter Guide. I'm going to link this in the description down below, but if you have not seen it, this is basically a counter sheet for all the current war defenses that you're probably going to see, and some counters to them. Very good. It's taken them a lot of time to put this together, so go give them some love on that. Pathfinder is war offense and defense guide videos they've done recently. Now I'm going to link them in the description down below as well. A lot of really useful information where war is concerned. Pathfinder, for those of you that don't know, is a member of the Black Alliance, and they are one of the top 10 alliances within Alliance War. So I do recommend watching his videos, and I do, you know, trust his sort of judgment and what he says about Alliance War. We then have the MSF Counters website. This website, I'm not sure who actually runs this, but I know the likes of Doolam and Dorky Dad and that all have a lot to do with this MSF Counters website. So Those guys are putting in the work where Cosmic Crucible is concerned, and this has all the Cosmic Crucible room counters, what you might see in those rooms, what room they're in, and you know what to use to counter them. So this is a massively useful resource for you all. Go check that out. That's going to be linked in the description down below. And last but not least, we've got the Marvel Strike Force blogs. This was just to give me some dates as to when teams came out, you know, so that they were available for us to get as players. And obviously that is quite important. So let's go with Alliance War, shall we? Now, Alliance War has some pros to it. The first pro is gold income. Now, as I've just said, I am at Platinum 3. That is giving me roughly, based on 2 losses and 1 win every week, and sometimes we get a little bit better than that, we're getting about 1.8 million gold coming into the account every single week from Alliance War. And then every 2 weeks from landing in that top 1,000 bracket, we get 13 million gold coming into our account. So over the course of the year, I'm earning 338 million gold per year just from coming in that top 1,000 of Alliance War, and 93.6 million gold per year just from my wins and losses. That's given me a grand total of 431.6 million every single year of gold coming into my account. That is going to help me build some characters in this game. Next up is T4 income. Now, Alliance War is one of the only places you can get a decent income of T4 ability materials. Alliance War seasons, the every 2 week season, and raid season rewards are generally where you're going to get those from, as well as a few from doing your raids themselves and doing the daily objectives. But T4s are very hard to come by, and so I really rate Alliance War for this, because where I am, we get 800 per month or 400 every 2 weeks of T4s. They are really important because they power teams to a point where they can become, you know, they can be the part that makes them work as intended. Blue ISO income, again, not just blue ISO. The nice thing about war and the war rewards are they scale dependent on where you are and how well you are doing. At my point in the game where I am, where I'm pretty much at the end game, blue ISO is what I am after, and because of where I am in Platinum 3, that is what I am getting. If you are lower down and you're in like the bronze and silver leagues, you're going to be getting green ISO, which you're going to need going forwards for all your Doom 1 raids. So it really does scale. And the same with the gold and the T4 income. No matter, this is what I really love about war, is that the weekly rewards and the 2 weekly rewards, the season rewards, they are scaling depending on where you are. Everyone gets pretty much the same type of thing, but they just scale. Team longevity. Now, I think to come fully on this one, we need to talk about life cycles of teams. We all know that arena teams generally have about a 12-month life cycle. Raid teams generally have a 12-month life cycle. War teams, however, seem to have a lot longer life cycle than 12 months. And I believe this is down to the cycle of the team and how it works. So when we get a war team come out, like, for example, Out of Time, who we've just had, what you will find a lot of the top alliances do, not so much my alliance, but the top alliances will put that new team on war defense straight away. This is because it creates a puzzle for their opponents, and War and Cosmic Crucible, to a degree, are both efficiency-based game modes. So the players who lose the least matches, they are going to be the ones who win the War or the Cosmic Crucible. So they start off on war defense. After there has been a certain amount of time and there have been a number of counters produced or found for that team, players will then take that team and shift them to war offense. That seems pretty logical. if they were a powerful team back then, they're going to be able to counter a lot of the powerful teams around, you know, outside of maybe the new Apex War team that's now sat on defense, but they can pretty much beat any other War defense team or War team that's put on defense. And then something else happens. Once they've gone through that period of time of being used as a War offense team, after a little while, they will go back round and be used back on War defense, because they are going to pull a decent counter rather than, you know, some of your newer like raid teams being on there or your new arena team. They're going to pull a decent counter. And the best example I can give you of this is Weapon X. Now, this was a team that came out in September 2021. At the time of recording this video, we are May 2024. So this team is nearly 3 years old. And looking at Pathfinder's latest video, they are still in the top end alliances. And I'm talking in the top 10 end alliances. They are still using Weapon X either on offense, or they are using them on defense with other parts mixed and matched in. That is incredible longevity for for your resources that you put into these teams. Next up, we have the War Store. This store is an amazing store that contains a lot of utility-based characters for teams. We have characters like Forge, Ironheart Mark II, Carnage, Sylvie, Cersei 2099, Dazzler, and even Echo in the War Store available to buy. Now, these characters are all very much utility-based characters. Forge is the reviver for the Extreme X-Men. Ironheart Mark II gives you energy at the start of the battle, and also, not only does she do that, she has that amazing crowd control stun. Carnage is the speed mechanic for the Hive Mind team. Sylvie is the turn rewind and turn sort of manipulation for the Bifrost team. Cersei, again, more turn rewind, more turn manipulation, and a key part to the Eternals team. 2099, speed manipulation again, speeding up the Tangled Web team. Dazzler is, again, another cleanser, another clearer, producing ability blocks. She's amazing. And Echo is that anti-assist mechanic, which is still used today, even in War and Cosmic Crucible. And the last pro to Alliance War is the short seasons. As I have already said, a war season is generally, not the season rules, but the season payouts, so the rewards that you're getting from war, come every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks you are getting Elite War credits, you are getting T4 ability materials, and you are getting a boat ton of gold. However, there are some cons to Alliance War. The first one is a larger investment is needed. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, to be really efficient at Alliance War, you want 10 teams on defense and at least 10, if not 14 teams on offense. So that is a grand total of between 20 to 24 teams to build. However, with that investment that you're making, and you don't have to do this all at once, you know, this can be done over a period of time, but with that investment that you're making, be aware that that investment is lasting. As we said, Weapon X 2021 and still going strong as a war team. That's not me telling you to invest in Weapon X now, but if you invested back in them in 2021, they are still going to this day. The other con is reliance on your alliance. Now, I can understand why some people might not like Alliance War, because if their alliance isn't overly fussed with it, then that can be an issue. However, you can see here from the amount of pros and what I've put forward that Alliance War is a mode that is very much worth investing into. And then let's have a look at Cosmic Crucible. So Cosmic Crucible does have some pros over Alliance War. It gives you a source of L4 training materials. This is something that Alliance War does not give you. And L4 training materials are very good. Where I am in Gold 3, I will roughly get around about 300 L4 training materials every week for Cosmic Crucible. And that equals 156 golds worth of training materials, 156 million golds worth of training materials over the course of a year. However, L4 training materials, unlike T4 ability materials, Cosmic Crucible isn't the only place you can get those L4 training materials. The L4 training materials come a lot in the events we do on a monthly basis. You'll find them land on a lot of the special events that they do. So I don't consider the L4 training materials to be a massive pro for Cosmic Crucible, but it is a pro that Cosmic Crucible has over Alliance War. The next one is diamonds, and the reason why I've got this question marked is because at gold level, I'm not earning any diamonds, or if I am, I'm having to convert those elite 7s that I get weekly into the silver diamond credits. That is the only way I get any diamonds out of it. You've got to be in Platinum Plus to get diamonds, and even in Platinum, you might not get diamond, a diamond character every week, because it is the Diamond Dawn Orb you're getting, which does have that chance of dropping that 7 red character instead of a guaranteed diamond character. Diamonds are great. They are the newest progression system for red stars, so they're the next stage on, and they are a pro to Cosmic Crucible because it is one of the only places you can get diamonds currently. The Cosmic Crucible store. This store is an amazing store and is one of the benefits of Cosmic Crucible. You have characters like Quicksilver, Nightcrawler, Ghost Rider Robbie all sat in there. They're all very, very powerful characters that sit in the Cosmic Crucible store, so well worth spending your elite Cosmic Crucible credits on those. You do also have Gear Tier 16, 17 and the Centerpiece Uniques in that store as well, so again, very good for end game players and very good for early game players because there is some purple materials in there as well. And last but not least, the pros for Cosmic Crucible is small investments. So what I mean by that, unlike Alliance War, where you're going to need between 20 and 24 teams, here you only need 12 teams maximum, 6 teams on defense, 6 teams on offense. So your investment is a lot smaller. And the 5th pro of Cosmic Crucible is that everything is in your control. As long as you can beat your opponent, you're not relying on your teammates to come in and help you win the war. You can run Cosmic Crucible yourself. So I can see the appeal of Cosmic Crucible as you're not relying on anyone else in the game. I do find some cons with Cosmic Crucible though. And the first main con I have as a free-to-play player with Cosmic Crucible is team longevity. Now, if we look at the teams that have been Cosmic Crucible teams, Cosmic Crucible basically launched in May 2022, and with it there was a rework for Wakanda. Now those guys didn't last more than a season, maybe 2. They used to be used to beat up Darkhold, but apart from that, they are now no longer seen, not even on defense in Cosmic Crucible, and I feel that is a big shame. Unlimited X-Men were the next team. They were released on June 2022. And again, they've just been superseded. The Extreme X-Men is a better team than the Unlimited X-Men in Cosmic Crucible on defense. Gambit sits on the Extreme X-Men as part of the team. Rogue can come across and be just part, just an X-Men member that is really good for that team. So really and truthfully, Unlimited X-Men, you don't see them anymore, and you don't even see them taking out, like, being used to take out sort of mid-tier teams that are put in, like, for example, New Warriors, or sorry, not New Warriors, New Avengers, or Out of Time, those sort of teams that are being put on Cosmic Crucible defense at the moment. Unlimited X-Men, which is a Cosmic Crucible team, aren't even taking those sort of teams out. We then have Tangled Web. Now, these guys came out in September 2022, and they have been relegated to an offense-only team because the amount of counters to Spider Weaver and her tricks Not only to mention that Spider-Man Noir has now joined part of the Spider Society raid team, who are awesome in Room 2 of Cosmic Crucible currently. We've then got the Masters of Evil. This team came out in February 2023 and was the Apex Cosmic Crucible team. Mostly powered by Kang and Titania, and most of that being Kang. But they came out in February 2023. And even that team has been split down now and pushed into, at higher levels of Cosmic Crucible, pushed into the Cabal team to be used. So they're not a team that's hanging around anymore, really. New Warriors, once the New Warriors got their rework with Firestar and Gwenpool, that was in April 2023. They're now relegated to being used against Gamma and Secret Defenders. Like, they can't even beat other Cosmic Crucible teams that are being put on defense right now, and that is very sad. Sinister Six / Superior Six, I have great hope in this team lasting for a long time, even in Cosmic Crucible. And why is that? Because the reworks that they did for Sinister Six and Superior Six were amazing. They were the best piece of work that Scopely has done in a long time in the game. They came out in November 2023 with those reworks, and I think we will see them going forwards for a long time. And the New Kids on the Block Cabal came out in March 2024. How long's their lifespan going to be? I don't know. We'll see. The second con of Cosmic Crucible is the long seasons. Seasons of Cosmic Crucible last between 8 to 14 weeks. That's generally the sort of length of a patch for the game. And what you get at the end of it is, for me certainly, is between 350 and 450,000 gold. That's not a lot for 8 to 14 weeks worth of gameplay. And some Dark Diamond credits. Now, Dark Diamond credits are ace if you are buying passes and getting all those Dark promos and being able to bring your characters, your Dark promotion characters up so that you can start putting diamonds on them. However, if you are not, that Dark promotion credit timeline takes a lot longer. And so, to me, Dark Diamond credits do not have as much of a sway on what I would like as a player to what other players are. And I know this is all, this is subjective to the person. We also get more Cosmic Crucible currency at the end of the season. And to be fair, eventually you'll get so much Cosmic Crucible currency that it will just be coming out your ears and you won't have any issues. So I guess the question now is, where do I sit? Am I more on the side of Alliance War or more on the side of Cosmic Crucible? Well, if you've heard how I've talked about this, I'm sure this will not give you any surprises at all. I am firmly on the side of Alliance War as a free-to-play player. So my main two game modes are Arena and Raids. They are my daily game modes. But if I am choosing to invest in any teams that are part of these two PvP modes, I am investing in Alliance War teams. They give me the longevity, they give me gold, they give me T4 ability materials, and I know I could get that no matter what, but if I can help my alliance to get better at Alliance War, or I can get into an alliance that really, really focuses on Alliance War, then I'm going to be doing well and I'm going to be getting even more of those resources. But that's my opinion. Why not let me know yours down in the comments below? What side are you on, Alliance War or Cosmic Crucible? I've chosen Alliance War, like I said, because of the longevity of the teams, because the resources I put in, I am going to get extra time out of those teams. If you found this video helpful, again, please do not forget to like, subscribe to the channel for more content. And until next time, everyone, stay positive.